What's up, guys? So, look, I wanted to hop in here and find out, how do you find your ideal client? How do you find the perfect couple? How do you find the bride and groom that you want to work with? The answer is you have to have a process, right? And guess what? That process is proven, right? It's a repeatable process from that'll take you from point A to point B to obtain your ideal client. Now, look, we all want to shoot the most beautiful people. We all want to shoot the perfect couple. So why aren't you? Why aren't you shooting the perfect couple? Why are you not obtaining the bride and groom, the couples that you want? And maybe you're shooting boudoir. Maybe you're not getting the clients that you're looking for. Look, the halo effect. You all know what this means. The halo effect, it means when you shoot pretty people or sexy people or both, when you post that video that you're going to get more likes. Now, let's just be honest. At the end of the day, pretty people sell better. Now, I hate to say that, but it's just the truth. And look, at the end of the day, it is what it is, right? And so here's the strategy, right? You got to go over and above what you're currently doing if you want to charge more money. Now, my question is, what's your price? What's your cost? What is the investment a couple needs to make to work with you? And if you waver on the price, whenever you get to the end and you tell them what the price is going to be and they try to negotiate with you, if you negotiate with them, they're going to know your value is not where you think it is and where they think it is. So what I mean by that is, if you say the price is $7,500 for me to shoot your wedding. Well, but Corey, look, is there any way you can do it for $5,500? Oh yeah, sure. Well, then why were you charging me $7,500? Do you see the problem here? Do you see, if you waver on your prices, if you're not consistent, if you're not confident in what you're selling, and at the end of the day, guess what? You are a salesperson, whether you think you are or not. And here's the thing. You're going to do better once you figure out how to close more deals. And so here's the thing. I have a 9-step process that I walk people through, point A to point B. And here's the deal. My Sales CEO Syndicate is the place where I transform photographers. This is where I take photographers that are scared to death to have a conversation with someone, photographers that want to do their consults on the phone, or if they do it on Zoom, they don't do it on camera, right? If that's you got to stop that, because guess what? Your competitors are beating your ass with this. And at the end of the day, guess what? Your competitors are okay talking to the bride and groom. Here's the deal. My wife is a wedding photographer, and I have trained her over the last 8 years to be a freaking killer photographer. She has quadrupled her rate over the last 7 years, quadrupled. Her deposit rate went up by 400%. Why? Well, if you think about it, if you're charging a lower price, and maybe you're just starting out and you don't feel confident charging any more than you are, guess what? That shows through your clients. It shows that you're not confident. And if you're not confident, get out and do free sessions. Go to workshops. You've got to sharpen your skills. Like, your pictures are part of the problem, part of the picture. Pictures are part of the picture, right? But that's not the only thing. And that's what a lot of people think, is that if I take great pictures, I'm going to make a ton of money and shoot the brides that I want. And you're wrong. So there's a level that, obviously your pictures have to be great, but you have to be great. You have to be personable. You have to be okay having a conversation with people about money, about budgets, about expectations. If you don't do that, you're going to fall flat. And you're not going to make the money that you're looking to make. Therefore, you're not going to make the impact that you're trying to make. We all want to make an impact. We all want to change people's lives for the better. And I think you want that. And I think that's why you do what you do. I think that's why you're a photographer, because you love making people pretty, right? You love capturing those sentimental moments. You love it, being there on the day and experiencing it with them while you're shooting the wedding. And that's okay. You should like that. You should be excited about that. So how do we find our ideal client? That's the question, right? That's the question I get all the time from photographers and videographers. How do I find new people, Corey? It's simple, right? There's a proven strategy. Point A to point B. I've mentioned that. And if you want the strategy, I'm happy to give it to you, but you got to reach out to me. You know what I'm saying? Here, I'm going to give you a few tips. I want you to think about this. Are you using hashtags? Are you looking for people via hashtags? Are you searching for where your ideal client lives? Well, what does that mean? Well, my ideal client, lives on Instagram because, hello, we're photographers. Therefore, our people are on Instagram because of the pictures. So you could be spending time on TikTok and putting a ton of time into TikTok or YouTube. And maybe that's not where your people are. And you're putting a lot of effort in, right? You're busting your ass. You're doing content, but it's not landing. Well, you don't know where your person lives. Do you even know who you're supposed to be talking to? Who is your ideal client? Do you know that? I mean, do you know where they hang out? Do you know what they like? Do you know where they went to school? Do you know how they dress? This is important for the success of your pictures. If it's not your ideal client, guess what's going to happen? You're going to keep attracting the opposite, right? If you keep taking on crappy weddings to make the bills, I get it, but guess what? You're in a loop, and you're going to stay in a loop. You got to get out of the loop. My wife broke out of that loop when she decided to double her prices. And guess what? Not once has she had anybody bark at it. Why? Because the value's there. She does so much more than what she charges for. It's ridiculous. And I just like using her as an example because I've seen her progress. I've seen the changes. She went from charging a $500 deposit to now charging anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000 for a deposit, which is, which is half the price of the package. And so I'm just telling you, it works. My process works, and her process works because I helped her with it. And just to take this a step further, if you struggled in 2020, why? My wife did not struggle. She kept all of her weddings in place except for 2. And there was a massive problem. They were out of the country. People couldn't come. It was exceptional. It was an exception. But I'm going to say this, and it's going to rub some people wrong. And I don't care because you need to be more confident about this stance. Look, stop moving your weddings when people want you to move weddings. Stop complying with all the stuff that's going on. Because what you're doing is you're screwing everybody else in the industry. You're screwing the other people. I can't tell you how many conversations we had to have around, I'm not moving your date unless you pay me for 2 dates. Because if I take away this date that you say you can't come and I have to book you for another day, that's 2 wedding days. That's double money. And you might be thinking, well, Corey, there was a pandemic. How could you do that? It's really simple. I run a business and I take care of my family. That's how. Do you think the government is going to take on your bills, if you think that, you're wrong. You got to stand up for your business or you're going to be out of business. A lot of you probably are out of business because you decided to comply with the narrative. Keep complying. You're not going to have a business. Do you understand that? You're not going to have a business if you keep complying. And that's the bottom line. You do what you want, but you're screwing everybody else in the company, in the business. You're screwing the other vendors. You're making them lower their prices, or either they're being forced to do things that they don't want to do, like move dates because you won't stand up to your clients. Don't be a pushover. Don't be the guy or the girl that rolls over and says, I'll let you do whatever you want because you've paid me a little bit of money. Absolutely not. You own the business. You make the decisions. But guess what? If you don't want to make the decision, somebody else is going to. And that person's going to win. And you're not. And that's all there is to it. So if you continue to comply with what's going on, if you continue to fuck your other vendors, guess what? Your industry is going to die. And you're screwing the other people in your industry. And how fair is that? I can tell you right now, if I find out that someone has screwed me because they didn't stand up for what they deserve, what they believe in, I won't work with that person again. Do you understand? This is important. This is vital to your business. Now, look, I'm not on here preaching politics. Understand that. But what I do want you to understand is things are changing. Your business, as you knew it 2 years ago, is different than it was 2 years ago, and it's always going to be different. If you're not changing with the times, if you're not strategizing on post-COVID consultations, post-COVID weddings, mini weddings, right? Elopements, you are going to be left behind. And I'm just telling you because I know. I've seen it happen with too many people. And look, guys, I just want to drive home this, that you don't have to keep getting pummeled. You don't have to keep getting no's from your customers. And if you do it the right way, you don't have to do that. And I don't want that for you. I don't want you to keep getting L's because it sucks. But you're going to have to keep getting L's until you learn the right way to do things. And there's a quick way to do that, and there's a slow way to do that. Now, the way you've been doing it, which is on your own volition, is the slow way of doing it. If you do it my way, you'll be making money in 3 months. And that's all there is to it. You're going to have your ideal client. You're going to have a sales process that you could take people through and close more brides. Don't you want to shoot better weddings? Don't you want your ideal client? Don't you want the person that wants to work with you? Aren't you tired of working with people that don't care about you or your company? Are you not tired of working with people that are a pain in the ass? Guess what? It's a cycle. And until you break it, you're going to be stuck in it. How do I know that? Because I've seen it firsthand. I've been through it. I know exactly what I'm talking about because I've seen it happen. I've coached multiple people in this space that I know for a fact would have failed otherwise if they hadn't have gotten a hold of me. Now, look, you literally don't have to do anything. In fact, here's my question to you. Why not stay where you are? Why not just stay exactly where you are and keep getting the results that you've been getting? That's my question to you. Now, if you want to stay where you are, do not reach out to me. Because there's one thing I can guarantee you, you'll 5X the amount of money that I charge you within the first 6 months. Now, nobody else can tell you that. I also give you a money back guarantee with a $500 bonus. In other words, you don't like my program, guess what? You get your money back that you pay and $500. Now, you are not going to find anybody else that's going to do that. Period. But I know my process works, and I know if you implement it the right way, follow what I tell you to do, then I guarantee you're going to be more successful. Now, if you want that, you should reach out to me. If you don't want that, don't reach out to me. If you don't like this video, I don't care, because guess what? These are the cold, hard facts that you need to understand. And you will be left behind if you don't implement the things I'm talking about. You will be absolutely, unequivocally, without a doubt, in the lower bracket of people. You're going to be a bottom feeder. And maybe you're already a bottom feeder and you want to come up. But guess what? Your strategy's not working. You don't have a strategy. Your strategy is troll the damn internet for people. Absolutely not. There is a targeted way to do this. And if you want that, you should reach out to me. I will change your business. I will change your life. And that's all there is to it. I've done it for countless people, countless businesses, countless solopreneurs, countless people. And you know something? At the end of the day, I just want to help you. I want you to get better. I want you to make more money. I want you to make so much money that you don't know what to do with it. And right now, you can't imagine that. Right now, you can't even picture making $1 million, right? It's so far away from you. But it's possible. I just talked to a guy, photographer, who does $37,000 a week. Wrap your head around that. $37,000 a week. Bet you're not doing that a year. I mean, you might be doing that a year, but barely. What would life look like? What would it look like if you made $150,000 this next year? What would life look like if you made $250,000 next year? Screw the million, right? What if you just doubled your income? Would that be worth it? Hell yeah, that'd be worth it. But you're not going to do it. You know why? Because you think you can find it on YouTube. You think you can find it on the internet. You think you can find the answers without paying for them. And you might, because the answers are all on the internet. They're all on YouTube. But you got to dig and find them. And then you got to piece them together. Here's the problem. You don't understand the context of it. I can give you every ounce of content in my brain and you're not going to understand it because I'm not giving you context. You got to know where you're meeting people. You got to know how you're meeting people. You got to know what you're going to do when they get there. You got to know what makes them tick. I have all those answers. Literally have all those answers. I can roll it out for you if that's something that you're interested in. If you're not, cool. And I may get in trouble for posting this video in here, and I apologize in advance if I do. But look, I only say this stuff because I want you to be successful. I want you to make a ton of money. I want you to shoot the rides you want to shoot. And ultimately, I want you to enjoy your job. I want you to enjoy your career. I want you to have a successful career. Because guess what? We all should make more money than we know what to do with. I believe that. And I believe that for you. And if that's something that you really want, or hell, you just want a shortcut to find your ideal client, you need to reach out to me. Otherwise, stay where you are and don't change. And my wife will keep crushing it. Anyway, guys, appreciate you. Talk soon.